So DJI have just released a new firmware and flight update with the release of the new DJI Mini 5 Pro. Let's see if any of these drones get some of the new features we've seen on this fantastic drone. And also let's find out what this mystery button does on the side of the Mini 5 Pro. Let's get into it. So this is available now on the DJI RC2, the RC Pro 2. So all you need to do is turn one of your drones on, turn your controller on, and you should get this pop-up screen saying there's a new DJI Fly update out. If you don't see this, just click on Profile, Settings, and then check for Update. Once that's updated, you can then go to Firmware and click Check for Firmware Update, and then update that. Now with the firmware update for the Mini 4 Pro, this adds support for the Mini 5 Pro on your RC2 controller and fixes known bugs. And if you're lucky enough to get a Mini 5 Pro, it might be arriving soon, could be arriving today, then you need to actually go and update this firmware update to make sure all the features on here are activated, like the new active track mode, the 2x lossless zoom. So make sure you update your firmware on your Mini 5 Pro before you go off and fly. I know you're going to be eager to get this drone in the air, but without updating this firmware first, you're not going to have all the new features. And this DJI Fly and firmware update is available on not just the Mini 5 Pro, but the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3S and the Mavic 4 Pro. And I've updated it on all 4 of those drones because I wanted to see, especially on that Mavic 4 Pro, which is like the hero drone, to see if that gets some of the new features in relation to the active track that we've now seen on the Mini 5 Pro. So I took the Mini 5 Pro on its first flight using this new Fly update and also the Mini 4 Pro to see if this gets any of the features now with the firmware update. In the past, we've seen new drones being released, but then older drones have the same features pumped to them as well. So do they get them? Well, now what you do get, and this is the same on all of these drones, is that on the screen now, you'll see at the top of the corner here where you have your sensor icon. So this shows you whether you've got your sensors turned on or off. And if you want to change them, what you would have to do is go into settings, and then you have the option to click on bypass, brake, or off. Most of the time you would keep this on bypass. This will mean if the drone detects an object, it will go around it. If you have it to brake, it will stop in front of it, and off, it will literally just crash into that object. But off is very useful if you're flying your drone through like a tunnel or a gap. You don't want your sensors on in that situation. But now if you actually click on that sensor icon, you can change what you want the bypassing options to be without actually going into the settings. This is great, much faster. So if we click on that, you can change from bypass, brake to off, all by just clicking on that button. And what's also great is that if you change into, say, sports mode, you also get an audible alert, just like this.
Obstacle sensing unavailable. Fly with caution.
And that's the same whether you use the DJI Mini 5 Pro. I also tested this on the Mini 4 Pro. It's exactly the same. And the same if you switch to sports mode, you still get that same alert.
Obstacle sensing unavailable. Fly with caution.
And especially for beginners who just want to put it into sports mode, fly as fast as possible, then they'd be like, oh shit, my sensors are actually off. They might not have realized. So for beginners, this is a good thing. But also for me, I'm constantly switching between bypass and off, depending on where I am and what type of like drone move I'm doing. So just being able to quickly switch between them, I think that's fantastic. And on the Mini 5 Pro, once you've updated your firmware, if you go into quick shots, because we now have this rotating gimbal where you can do 225 degrees roll videos or photos, you now get a new quick shot as well. So I'll just go to this location here and I'll show you how simple it is to do. So literally you just find something interesting. It could be a person, an object. So you go to quick shots and you click on the new rotate function. And then you have this drop down box. And from here you can choose the drone's speed. You can also change, do you want it to go forwards or backwards? So this location here, I'll literally just get it to go forwards. I'll hit go and the drone's now going to fly toward this object whilst automatically rotating that gimbal for you. And you can do the exact same thing but in reverse. So in this same location, I'm now just going to change that to go backwards. The drone's now going to fly backwards and you get this cool rotation effect. Now that quick shot is also available on the Mavic 4 Pro. It's not available on the DJI Air 3S or the Mini 4 Pro because they don't have that rotating gimbal. And if you like drones, I've got my own website, which is going to get you the very most out of your drone with digital or physical cheat sheets like this. These go through all the settings for the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3S, and you can actually go through these. You can take them with you, keep them in your bag, and it shows you all the settings to use, pro settings, gain and expo tuning, how to actually get the most out of your drones. And I've got these in physical books like this, which get shipped out to you, or I've got digital versions where you can keep them on your phone. And I've also got my Ultimate Drone Moves book. This goes through 25 of the ultimate drone moves from beginner to pro, shows you how to do these with on-screen effects, tells you what each one does. So when you're out flying, rather than doing that the standard top down or forward shots, you can go, right, I'm going to now practice a spiral reveal shot, show you exactly what to do on the controller, and then you can go and practice all these to improve your drone skills. So if you want to go and check out any of these, I've got video lots which are going to improve your drone video as well. I have Mini 5 Pro ones coming out really soon, so you can sign up on the website as well, so you get emailed as soon as they're available. I'm going to link that website at the top of the description. Now the DJI Mini 5 Pro, this has a new active track function, which this gives you options in relation to how responsive this drone is when it's tracking you. So you have standard, you have cycling, and you have skiing mode. So I've been testing this on a bike recently, and it's much better, a lot more responsive. It holds on to you a lot better with the tracking, and it can get closer to you and travel at faster speeds. Same with vehicle tracking, it's a lot better. But also spotlight mode. In my testing on here, spotlight mode, you literally just use this, it's been out for years now, drag a box around, say, an object, and literally just turn left or right, up or down, and the drone will handle all the camera movements while you handle the drone movements. Now, this is even better now. I noticed that it sticks onto objects a lot better on the Mini 5 Pro. And this example on the screen here shows you the difference with this tower here from the Mini 4 Pro, where we can drag a box around it, but you can see it's not doing a great job at holding onto that, and it's losing it quite often. If we use that same location again, but on the Mini 5 Pro, and we do a spotlight, you can see just how much better it's holding onto that. So the active track in relation to full tracking, but also spotlight mode, is a lot better on here. But do these drones, especially the Mavic 4 Pro and Air 3S, do they get the updated tracking, cycling mode, standard, skiing? Well, after I've updated the firmware on all of these, no. So which is quite disappointing. It might be early days, it might be coming in the future, I just don't know. But at the time of this, on this firmware update, the new tracking mode is not available on any of these drones apart from the Mini 5 Pro. Now on the side of the Mini 5 Pro is this button, and when we all got this drone, none of us knew what this button was for. We were just told it was just going to be used in a future firmware update and would give the drone more functionality. Now what I was really hoping for with this button would be just like what we can on the Flip, the Neo, where you could press this button and the drone will automatically then go into some sort of automated tracking. It might do a quick shot mode, just like we can on them. But it doesn't. Well, not yet. And I'm really hoping that we do get more functionality with this button. It surely can't be what it is. So with this firmware update, it says on the notes that this now allows you to access quick transfer. I mean, that is fantastic news. I was really hoping for that. Oh my God. Right. So once you've updated the DJI Fly app on your phone, so you can go to DJI Fly, and then you know the quick transfer where you can transfer footage quickly from your drones to your phone. We've had this for years on the Mini 4 Pro. It's been out for ages. Now, so once you're on the DJI Fly app on your phone, what you would do to access quick transfer is you would hold the power button down for 3 seconds, and then that would then activate quick transfer. Now, you don't need to do that. Now, you hold this button down for 3 seconds. I'm like, did we really need this? Is holding that power button down to access quick transfer such a pain in the arse that we really needed this button? Surely not, DJI. Surely you're just teasing us. And there's going to be more functionality, because right now that is so disappointing for it to be a quick transfer button when we already had it by holding that power button down. And thanks to everybody who watched my launch video on this. What a fantastic drone this is. Really been enjoying testing and flying this. The one in sensor I think is such an upgrade, along with the improved battery life. So I think this is great, especially if you like flying mini drones like me. This is a great upgrade over that Mini 4 Pro, or especially like a lot of you are saying, you have a Mini 3 Pro and you skipped the 4. Should I get this? 100%. I know it's ridiculously frustrating for everybody in America who can't pick up this right now. It's absolutely so annoying. I get this. I love traveling to America. I love flying drones in America. So I really do feel bad for anybody in America who can't pick up this. Go on these road trips to Canada, Mexico, find a way of getting these. It is stupid, the whole issue going on at the customs and everything, stopping these drones coming in. I 100% hope it gets sorted for you guys, but I 100% feel it. But also, a lot of you are asking about the weight, because a lot of you are confused about the weight of this. So just to show you quickly, if I take the ND filter off, I'll keep the SD card in, then you can see on the screen, once I've got this on the scales, 249 grams. If I put the ND filter on, it's 251 grams. Now, if you're bothered about the police are going to be driving around with scales and they're going to get this and go like, right, that's 1 gram over, straight to jail, then fair enough, maybe not use one of these ND filters. But I'm sure third-party manufacturers might be able to solve this. There is actually 2 screws on this drone, which I've not taken off yet. But if we can take this front element off and then put an ND filter on, then that might save 1 or 2 grams. But my drone, 249 grams, 251 grams with the ND filter. I've got a load of videos coming out probably tomorrow, the day after that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because especially between these two, it's going to be really interesting. Should you actually upgrade? I've got comparisons, side-by-side videos, photos, showing you all that. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, just hit that like button. It really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you in the next one.